Okay, this story is actually insane, and I don't say that lightly. Stephanie Jenkins did not just go after her haters this time. No, she turned on one of her biggest supporters. Can you imagine that? Like, imagine you're following someone faithfully, defending them day and night, even fighting their battles online, only for them to drag you, to humiliate you in front of everyone. That is exactly what Stephanie did to Jenna Vanadop. And honestly, besties, I can't even process how badly this might play out for her. Especially now that her views are actually already flopping harder than ever. And here's the thing, this isn't just about one messy live clip, it is so much bigger than that. This whole blow up feels like a window into the fragile, collapsing world Stephanie is living in right now. It's like every single move she makes costs her more than it gives back. Every word, every reaction is like she's digging herself deeper. And the scariest part, she doesn't even seem to realize it. That is why this story shook me, because it's not just drama, it is watching someone unravel one life at a time. So, let's rewind for a second, besties, because this isn't just about one random live clip, it is about the pattern Stephanie Jenkins has been spinning herself into. Stephanie Jenkins, Resilient Jenkins on TikTok, has been at the center of non-stop controversy. She's already been losing subscribers, her viewers are sinking, and her reputation hanging by a single fragile thread.
So I was 30 minutes early to my doctor. And I figured I was just gonna pop up on Step Only Live. Only to see like either my TikTok is mad glitchy or I just keep losing monetization rights on TikTok for you guys. Because it's truly like not anything I'm lacking doing. I feel I post and I'm just as active as, if not more active than some creators that I've seen. And like still like the algorithm's just like no. So that being said, like I really was trying to hop up on a Step Only Live, but why would I do that for 4 subscribers apparently? Like I lost like 380 overnight, so
And every week, there is something new, a fresh scandal, a shocking allegation, or a messy fallout. It feels like she can't catch her breath before another wave comes crashing down. And it's not just the outsiders anymore, even the people who once defended her are starting to pull away. The bridges she burned, they are not coming back. And now, even her most loyal fans are starting to feel that hit. Now, let me introduce you to Jenna Vanodop. And I'm telling you, she's not just some random follower lurking in the comments, no. Jenna has been loud, messy, and honestly chaotic. She's flipped sides like a revolving door, jumping between alliances with Morgan, Desiree, and Alita. One day she's dragging them, the next she's tagging Stephanie like she's waving a flag to get noticed. She has defended Stephanie fearlessly, called out other moms, and put herself right in the middle of fire.
Long time to just stop, right? But she's also realized that she doesn't get any views if she doesn't talk about the Jenkins. Not her doing.
And I'm not going to let up off of her, like at all. Since she is so obsessed with the Jenkins. And here's the thing, I don't like the Jenkins. I've made Jenkins content too.
She wasn't just watching from the sidelines, she was fighting wars in the comments, pulling up receipts, and carrying Stephanie's narrative when literally no one else would. If there was a hill to die on for Jenkins, Jenna was the one building the campfire. But then, here's where it shifts. Stephanie went live, and when the chat brought up Jenna, that's the moment everything changed. You could almost feel the temperature in the room drop. The shift was instant, like, oh no, this is about to get ugly. The moment Jenna's name came up, Stephanie's whole face shifted, and I mean disgust written all over it. You could see it right away. She rolled her eyes, threw her hand up to her forehead, like she was so done with even hearing Jenna's name. And you guys, that was the moment where I was like, oh, this isn't playful shade, this is real. You could almost feel the energy shift through the screen, like one of those moments where you realize, nope, she's not playing anymore. This is about to get personal. Stephanie started talking and she did not hold back. She said Jenna is always in her DMs, sending her love, saying she supports her and that she's all for her. But then those same lips go online and make videos calling her out. And Stephanie was basically like, see, that's not support. That is attention seeking. She told the audience Jenna only loves the spotlight, only loves the drama she stars, and that everything Jenna does is for clout.
Oh, that Jenna chick? Girl, she's hilarious because she'll sit there and be in my DMs and be like, I love you and I'm all for you. And then like post a video about, well, F Stephanie. And I'm like, girl, You love whatever attention you can get. That's what it comes down to, is you love to post whatever you think is going to bring you attention. Point blank, period.
To Stephanie, Jenna just wanted attention, plain and simple. But Stephanie made it clear she'd deny all of it, even if the receipts were right there. Then she got even deeper. She went in on Jenner's filters. She literally said Jenna uses one every single time. And if she isn't holding something, then why not just show her real face? And then this part really blew me away. She compared her to Morgan. Yes, Morgan, the creator, who spends her whole platform dragging Stephanie and making resilient Jenkins updates. Stephanie literally said at least Morgan shows her real self, as if to say Jenna was even faker than her biggest hater.
And then she'll be like, I don't post like that. Yes, you do. And you use a filter every time. So if you're not trying to hide something, show your real self, girl. At least even Morgan does that. I don't even know. Jenna, I've heard people call her Jenna Marble. Jenna, I don't know. I just know her as Jenna. What I need to be better about doing is tapping into like community resources where I can get, like for instance, going on Marketplace and buying used clothing hauls or something like that, because I feel that would be hugely beneficial. And I'm not against used clothes as long as it's in good condition. I feel like recycling that stuff instead of just buying something else to land up in the landfill makes sense to me, but
Like besties, imagine being compared unfavorably to the person who hates you the most. That's brutal. And she did not stop. She kept pressing, saying she'd heard people call Jenna Mapo Jenna, but that to her, Jenna is just Jenna, meaning irrelevant, disposable. Stephanie basically reduced her to nothing, a hypocrite, a desperate fan. And the way she said it wasn't soft or joking. It was sharp. It was meant to sting, like she wanted Jenna to feel small in front of everyone watching that live. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, she really just nuked one of her own fans on camera. But guys, this is where things get even messier. And I mean messy to the point where you almost need popcorn just to keep up. Jenna hasn't exactly been a quiet bystander in the Jenkins universe. No, she's been right in the middle of it, causing chaos for months, flipping sides, stirring the pot whenever she could. Jenna at one point claimed she wasn't a Jenkins supporter. She said she was with Desiree and Alita, and for a while she was. But then she flipped. She started attacking Desiree, then went after Morgan for covering the Jenkins saga, and every time she did it, she would tag Stephanie's account in her videos, almost like she was waving both arms in the air saying, "Hey Steph, notice me?" She wasn't just commenting here and there. She was making full-on videos, calling out Morgan, dragging Desiree, pulling out old receipts to argue that Desiree wasn't fit to be a mom to Deshawn. And I'm sitting there like, girl, why are you working harder than Stephanie herself to keep Stephanie's narrative alive? She went all in, pushing Stephanie's storylines, accusing Desiree of missing GoFundMe money, saying she exploited Deshawn, claiming she took advantage of him. Jenna even jumped into the Drew side piece scandal. The one where Drew got catfished and ended up sending flirty messages. She claimed the side piece had texted her too, telling her that her son was only in it for clout. Like, imagine repeating the very same storyline that's been haunting the Jenkins family just to prove you're on Stephanie's side. That's dedication or obsession, depending on how you look at it.
Okay, y'all, so this side chick, side piece, whatever the heck you want to call her, has continued to write me, basically just, I really was, I'm not D, you want to convince me you're not D, I don't really care at this point. But she did go on to let me know that she never intended to want to be with Drew. Nope, her entire intention for all of this was to get some TikTok clout. Yes. And when you think about what Stephanie's children had to go through, the fighting that they had to see and endure because you are so selfish that you cared more about getting views and followers on TikTok, but not enough to show your real face. This is the type of clout chasing that is so beyond pathetic that it's ridiculous. So you keep writing me trying to convince me that you have nothing to do with Miss Hobson here, and at the same time you're completely admitting to be a POS. Like, and then you fully admit that you are and that you feel bad for what you've done. But then you said that you talked to Stephanie before you outed Drew and told her she should monetize off of this. Yeah. There's a feeling, I wonder if Miss Red had anything to do with setting this up. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyways, please do not ever write me again. Matter of fact, I don't think you can because I blocked you. But imagine being that desperate for attention in this world that you come on this internet trying to get clout off the fact that this deadbeat may have wanted you. You gotta live with that for the rest of your life.
So basically, Jenner has been fighting tooth and nail for Stephanie again and again. She positioned herself as Stephanie's soldier online. But in return, Stephanie hit her with disgust and rejection. And you guys, that rejection cut deep. And because of all of this, Jenna became a punching bag for other creators, especially Morgan. Morgan pulled up Jenner's mugshots, called her out for allegedly assaulting a kid, and exposed her obsession with the Jenkins. Morgan basically said Jenna had crossed the line from being a passionate supporter to being a stalker who disguised harassment as content.
Let me explain how this whole thing with Jenna started. In the beginning of summer, Jenna made a fake Resilient Jenkins page saying that they were moving into a trailer. And the fake page was only using pictures with her voice over it, and she was following herself on her account. She was also talking about me. So I messaged her through her real account, and she got mad, and that's when she started talking more about me on her personal pages. Jenna has posted pictures of my dead mother in her hospital bed on her pages, and her friends have too. And your whole entire fucking page is you straight up just talking about people. Jenna, you will never be a content creator, and you're not a content creator. Your entire page is filled with you just sitting there talking about people. You don't even post about anything else. You may post a picture of you and your daughter or you and your husband here and there. That's not being a content creator. You're treating your TikTok as if it's your fucking Facebook page. And you harass people, and the internet knows you for harassing people, and you have charges for harassment. Clock it. Anybody can look you up on Google and see your mugshot and see all your fucking charges. That's not a flex, boo. And you ain't got custody of your kids? Clock it.
And when you think about it, she wasn't wrong. Jenna went from being a fan to being the face of Stephanie's defense team, and she paid the price. But then came the live. Stephanie aired her out, and after that, Jenna snapped. She did not just clap back, she exploded. And when she exploded, besties, she went nuclear. 1 second she's defending Stephanie against the world, and the next she's dropping every accusation, every rumor, every dagger she can find. That switch, it was instant and it was vicious. The live clip of Stephanie dragging Jenna must have gotten to her because Jenna clapped back almost immediately. And when I say clap back, I mean she came out swinging. No hesitation, no soft words, just straight for the jugular. You could almost feel how mad she was through the screen. She wrote, "Stephanie, I don't follow, but girl, you're the worst mom on TikTok. Thanks for giving me attention, but I've been honest with you. You worked with his side chick for views and sympathy. Those kids went through so much because Stephanie cares about herself only. I pray she gets the help she needs before her girls end up like her. She grooming her kids, and that is sad." And when I read that, I literally gasped because that's not just shade, that's an all-out character assassination. She's calling Stephanie the worst mom on TikTok. She's saying the kids have already gone through trauma because of her, and she dropped the G word, grooming. That's one of the heaviest allegations you can put on a mom. And then in her caption, Jenna doubled down like she wasn't done yet. I love she brought me up. I ain't follow you, and I told you that you're wrong. Imagine the biggest disappointment as a mother on any app anywhere comes on to talk about me. You followed me, babe. I ain't follow you. Then side piece states y'all planned this elaborate lie, and I mean your kid's hair is falling out, your baby needs help, and you're worried about Drew giving that botched body some loving, that your kids have never been a priority, could never be me. Can we pause here? Because she did not just call Stephanie a disappointment, she called her the biggest disappointment as a mother on any app anywhere. That's brutal. And then she accused her of ignoring her kid's health while obsessing over Drew. The way Jenna twisted the knife, pointing out the hair falling out, the baby needing help, it was personal. And it was cruel. But it still does not stop there. Jenna openly admitted to messaging Stephanie saying, "Did I message her trying to help her? Absolutely. Did I message her trying to help her? Absolutely. Before I knew she groomed her daughters and still is. Thank God for good women and cursed eyes videos." And when I saw that, I thought, wow, even Jenner, the same Jenner who's been writing for Stephanie, is now pointing at the infamous cursed eye video. That video has been haunting Stephanie for months, exposing her past behavior with her husband, the one she still refuses to divorce. Jenna did not just watch it, she used it as ammunition. And then the kicker, Jenna fired back at the filter insult. She wrote, "We wish Stephanie would use a filter, LML. How the roach infested motel safe for your babies? Left your infant outside, gave your little girl kitty juice as you advertised it, and then made her drink it. Stephanie Jenkins is the ultimate predator, married to a PDF file and keeping a man like Drew out of fear. You will accuse him of what your ex did. That's why he won't leave. He's scared of you." The way she threw everything in one paragraph, roaches, motel, infants outside, kitty juice, predator, Drew being scared, it was like she went into the filing cabinet of every rumor and every insult and dumped it all at once.
And it caught me. It caught me off guard. I could not.
So first and foremost, I want to say, while I do not support the Jenkins, I believe that Stephanie and Drew are exploiting their children. I believe that these children need a better home. Deshaun needs to go home to his mom. And I pray to God that Drew is arrested and Stephanie goes to rehab and gives the kids to Reese while she works on herself. That is my true, honest prayer. But I will say, I agree with Stephanie on this one thing. And what she is saying is that Morgan deserves this, because Morgan, 2 days before Mother's Day, was like, "Let me give you guys a new Jenkins 2.0. But in reality, what she did was ask her followers to go bully a mom that just had brain surgery 2 days before Mother's Day. She was harassed, ridiculed, bullied. CPS was called on her. And why? Because Morgan needed the views. And she was fully aware. That's on you, Morgan. That's on you.
And her hashtags, they were wild. Hashtag Stephanie a predator. Hashtag grooming her kids Jenkins. Hashtag Stephanie Jenkins. Hashtag Drew Jenkins. Hashtag save the Jenkins kids. So basically, Jenna did not just clap back, she detonated. She took every accusation, every rumor, and every dark speculation about Stephanie and blasted all over TikTok. Overnight, she went from being Stephanie's shield to being her most vocal critic. And the speed of that clip, that is what made it so shocking. One day, she's the soldier, the next, she's the executioner. But instead of holding on to the one still willing to pay, still willing to support her, she flipped on them too. She ranted about how they don't appreciate her content instead of being grateful she has any left. And besties, that is where Stephanie is truly dropping the ball. At the very moment she should be fragile, holding her supporters close, she's burning every bridge she has left. Every day the circle around her gets smaller, and now even her biggest fan has turned into one of the loudest enemies. So now we're left with one big question. Is this the fallout that finally sinks Stephanie Jenkins? Will Jenner start exposing private conversations? Or is this just another chaotic chapter in the Jenkins saga? Because honestly, Stephanie turning on her own supporters feels like the final thread snapping. And if that thread breaks, there is no telling what kind of avalanche comes next. So what do you guys think? Should Stephanie have gone after Jenna like that? Or was this the mistake that might finally break her? Let me know in the comments, because this story, it is not leaving my mind anytime soon.